What we seen today was greatness. This was similar to the Michael Jordan flu game. I mean, it's up there type deal, bro. Caitlin Clark just handed the New York Liberty the ass whooping of a lifetime. And what's crazy about all of this is that the referees couldn't even save them. See, last time the referees was able to save New York, and they walked away with the...
Caitlin Clark recently made an unexpected and stunning move that rocked the WNBA. Her legal team has accused Commissioner Cathy Engelbert of discriminating against her in a multi-million-dollar case. The report states that Clark underwent an astounding 11 drug tests in a single season, much higher than the majority of athletes who are only seldom tested. It is being referred to by fans as obvious harassment. Experts in law are calling it a grave abuse of power. Additionally, Engelbert is being criticized online for allowing the issue to spiral out of control.
What a game. The Indiana Fever snap the New York Liberty's undefeated streak.
The word undeniable exists for a reason, and it applies to Caitlin Clark. She is just absolutely undeniable, and her return to the Indiana Fever showed it once again. It felt like a jolt of energy to the WNBA, obviously to the Indiana Fever.
Since the facts are so bizarre that they seem like fiction, let's go right into why Caitlin Clark's team filed the suit. After a brief injury layoff, Caitlin Clark returned and scored an incredible 32 points against the reigning champions, helping the Indiana Fever win a significant game that ended the Liberty's perfect record. It was the kind of legendary game that fans envision. For more fantastic content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you. However, Clark received yet another drug test, her 11th of the season, instead of recognition and celebration. The typical WNBA player is tested roughly 3 times a season. To put that into context, Caitlin is over 4 times that much. Are we still discussing a crime show storyline or basketball? According to some insiders, the league demanded another sample collection just minutes following her outstanding performance. Instead of praising her exceptional abilities and commitment, officials appeared to suspect her of using performance-enhancing substances. Her amazing stats, 32 points, long-range threes, and astounding assists, seemed too good to be true. However, things worsen. These tests weren't simply regular, according to an anonymous source from the Fever's locker room. They were timed oddly, nearly always following her strongest performances. This most recent test immediately following her dismantling of the Liberty's defense. That isn't arbitrary. That is the aim. Supporters didn't hold back. They reported what they saw to be harassment masquerading as standard testing right away. And the internet exploded. Social media took off. Memes and harsh criticism erupted on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, mocking the WNBA for using their most promising young player as a test subject. A popular post stated, "Caitlin Clark tested positive for goat blood, possibly the most accurate result in sports history." After several recent rulings, someone else remarked that perhaps the league ought to start testing its own referees for drugs. In order to verify that she is human, one fan proposed DNA testing her instead, while another mockingly asserted that every outstanding play is now regarded as probable cause. 3 must be doping if you hit a logo. Make 12 assists. You should give the lab a call. It was hilarious. 11 forced drug tests, though. Chronology of occurrences. The fury was genuine beneath the jokes. The greatest annoyance is that greatness is viewed with distrust. The league is questioning Caitlin's amazing return rather than celebrating it. The WNBA executives are acting like they've never seen raw talent before, and for once, the entire basketball community seemed united in calling the league out, one tweet stated. However, things only got worse from there. Let's discuss unfair treatment. Other WNBA stars are going through entire seasons with hardly a word from drug enforcement, while Caitlin Clark is being tested every other week. Approximately 3 times a season, most players get examined. Clark is 11 years old and counting. And keep in mind the incident surrounding Brittany Gurrier's overtly rude comment directed against Clark. Was there a response from the league? No, not at all. Not at all. No public announcement. Not even a suspension. There was an overwhelming quiet. However, the league releases the specimen kits each time Clark performs like the generational star that she is. It's not just unjust. It's being hypocritical. The WNBA presents itself as player-focused and inclusive, but their treatment of Clark suggests otherwise. They handle her like a case file rather than standing up for her. Think of the league as a CSI team, focusing on every sneeze from a Fever fan and conducting forensics as if it were a national emergency. In the meantime, other players' real lack of sportsmanship goes unnoticed. And that's the main reason why supporters are upset. The message is what matters, not simply the testing or the quiet. Excellence seems to make you a suspect in today's WNBA. Since the situation is so ridiculous that it nearly seems made up, let's get started. After a brief injury layoff, Caitlin Clark returns to the court and instantly puts on a display, scoring 32 points in an incredible performance against the reigning champions. She leads the Indiana Fever to an incredible victory, ending the Liberty's winning run as if it had never happened. It's the kind of comeback tale that fans like. But rather than being honored, Clark receives her 11th Cathy Engelbert's role in the controversy drug test this season. The typical WNBA player is tested perhaps 3 times a year. To put that into perspective, Caitlin 11. That's targeted, not simply extreme. We are no longer discussing basketball. This seems more like a thorough examination. Additionally, reports state that this most recent test was administered just minutes after she left the court. The league reacted with skepticism rather than respecting the commitment, skill, and training required to recover from injury and dominate. Fans, however, don't think so. It's clear just a glance at social media.
People are enraged.
Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter all lighted up. The tone was perfectly captured in one widely shared tweet. Clark makes 3-pointers. League gives her exams. Gurrier insults people. The league uses cover-ups. Greetings from the WNBA. Yes, harsh. Precise? This appears to be the opinion of many admirers. The main cause of this conflagration is hypocrisy. While Clark is scrutinized for his outstanding performance, other celebrities, some with large endorsement deals and public relations shields, get away with dirty acts or unsportsmanlike behavior with hardly a whistle blown. It's being seen by fans. They have had enough of being silent. Furthermore, this is not a unique problem. There is a pattern. While others' mediocrity or controversy are ignored, Caitlin Clark's magnificence is constantly under investigation. What message does that provide to young athletes? Suspicion results from that achievement. Instead of being commended, that excellence will be penalized. To be clear, Caitlin Clark didn't simply wake up feeling fantastic. Since college, she has demonstrated exceptional performance. The mind-blowing court vision, the no-look assistance, and the logo 3. She has always been like that. Nothing about it seems strange. It's her identity. Nevertheless, she is met with a plastic cup and a testing form instead of respect upon her return from injury following weeks of rehabilitation, effort, and discipline. It's offensive not only to her but also to her trainers, coaches, and the whole process that helped her return to the court. And supporters won't let this go. It was brilliantly expressed in one post. A true superstar is too much for the WNBA legal experts to handle, according to their analysis of Caitlin Clark's case. Clark has had more drug tests than some athletes have significant playing time, according to another vicious but true jab. That's ridiculous, and it's becoming a PR nightmare for the league. The WNBA appears to be undercutting their biggest attraction rather than embracing her. Furthermore, the timing couldn't be worse. This simply erodes the league's credibility, given the continuing discussions about collective bargaining, salary parity, and bettering player conditions. To be honest, it doesn't seem random to test a single athlete 11 times in a single season. There is very little chance that it was a coincidence. It appears punishing, strategic, and unpleasant. In addition to harming Clark, this type of treatment runs the danger of offending future celebrities. Why would you want to devote everything to a league that views brilliance as a crime if you're a collegiate athlete witnessing this play out? Additionally, don't overlook the business ramifications. Caitlin Clark is not your average athlete. Millions of people are watching because of her. She attracts attention the league has never seen before, boosts viewership, and sells seats. It's like cutting off your own oxygen supply when you undermine her. Even normally impartial sports writers are criticizing the league's actions. You can tell that the narrative is slipping out of your hands when the media begins to change. What ought to have been an opportunity to improve the WNBA's reputation has instead become one of its worst PR disasters. The league increased mistrust rather than commemorating an amazing athlete's comeback and highlighting the development of the women's game. Here's the worst part. Fans are calling for an apology. An apology, no more tests, and no more silence. You now have the question. Should WNBA players publicly apologize to Caitlin Clark in response to Clark's accusations? Or do you believe that this unrelenting testing binge has any legitimate justification? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. If you liked this analysis, please click like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more opinions on the major sports disputes. Because the controversy is most likely just getting started given how the WNBA has been handling things lately.